This is Cherry Bullet, which as of today, April 22nd, 2024, has been disbanded. They were around for a little over 5 years, but this morning the announcement came from their company, translated here, explaining that the group is disbanded as of today, and that 3 of the members of this 7 were gonna remain under contract with the company. It says to pursue solo projects, and then the other 4, it just says opted to terminate the contracts. So that's kind of a sad thing, I think. I think Cherry Bullet didn't get the chance that they deserved. I think their company mishandled them in many ways. And in going through their music in this video, I'll also talk about why I think that way. Cherry Bullet also has a sentimental value for me. I'm going to bring in here their first 2 singles, which I'm using to hold down the edges of the poster. But I started this YouTube channel called Dr. Neptune back in 2020, which is the beginning of the lockdown era of the pandemic. And at that time, well, I was just looking for something to do, and wanted to show off my music collection. And at the time also, that was my sort of the beginning of my strong interest in K-pop groups. Cherry Bullet caught my eye for a couple of reasons. I loved this light stick. This was the first light stick I ever got. So those Cherry Bullet videos that I made included the unboxing of this. I love the kind of retro futuristic design, right down to the script of their name, logo there, the colors. Also, it's, I think, the only light stick I know of, at least by a girl group, that is a weapon. Not that it could ever be mistaken as such. But this was part of it was a 3-part video, I think equaling about an hour. One thing I learned was to be a little more concise in these videos, and I didn't have to show every page of every photo book, which is what I did with these. But those videos are still up there. I wouldn't bother looking at them if I were you. But here I just want to show, okay, so this is the 10-member iteration of the group that debuted in January 2019, so a little over a year before I started my videos. And then the 3 members that departed the group are, there's Kokoro? There, and then this is Mireille, and then here is Linlin. So I haven't heard anything of any of those 3 since they left the group in late 2019, so I have no idea what they're up to. But the rest of Cherry Bullet continued as a 7-member group, which you see here. So there's Yuju, and this is Hyun, the oldest member and leader of the group. It's Jiwon, it's Bora, Mei and Remi, the 2 Japanese members, and here's Chaerin. One of the things that I think was poorly done by Cherry Bullet's management was taking too long between release dates, because Love Adventure came out in May 2019. 3 departures were announced, I think, in December of that year, and it wasn't until January 2021, so a year and a half later, that they came back and debuted essentially as a 7-member group with the release Cherry Rush. Here, got a nice set of oversized postcards for the members. But a year and a half is a long time between releases, and especially when there's personnel changes and whatnot, gives the audience time to forget about you, I think, and to maybe move on to others. However, there were two major releases by Cherry Bullet in between Love Adventure and Cherry Rush. They were both digital singles released in 2019. The first one was called Hands Up, which is the song that really attracted my attention to Cherry Bullet in the first place. It sounded like nothing else I'd heard, and it sounds like nothing else really in Cherry Bullet's discography. And it was only released as a digital single, so it was never included on any of these physical releases. The group performed the song, Hands Up, on music shows and film videos for it and whatnot, but never had a physical release. I think that hurt them, because it's definitely one of their best songs. Same thing later that year. A few months later, they had a song called Aloha Oe. Had a tropical vibe to it. Again, great performances and videos for that, but never found it on a release. I don't know why the first two releases by the 7-member version of the group were only released digitally, but I suspect that may have hurt them. Also, inexplicably, both those songs are probably their two best songs. Cherry Bullet's music in general, especially their singles, they're very well executed, and the group is full of charisma and great performers and all that. But the title songs themselves, starting from the first two and on through Cherry Rush's single was Love So Sweet. And then a whole year after that, again, really slow release schedule. But more than a year, March of 2022, then the follow-up came, and their single was Lost in Space, Love in Space, rather. A couple good B-sides here, but basically a lot of their music I would characterize as well-executed bubblegum pop. And there's a lot of that in K-pop, so I think it's important to differentiate yourself. So I think that was an issue. And then also seemed like the companies kept trying to break up the group. Hyun here had previously, to the formation of the group, she had appeared on a competition television show in Korea, which produced the beloved group IZ*ONE. She didn't make it. She got eliminated before the final, so she was out. So she had reality show or competition show experience. But then twice more during Cherry Bullet's activities, they were, it seemed like, again, the company was trying to purposefully break them up. After Cherry Rush here in early 2021, there was another competition show called Girls Planet 999, which ended up forming the great group Kepler, which is currently active and has a couple months remaining on their 2.5-year contract. That's standard for these groups. Same thing with IZ*ONE. But on that show, 3 of the members took part in that. That would be Bora, Jiwon, and May. Half the group, almost, sent on this show where they were hoping to be part of a group that would take them away from Cherry Bullet for 2.5 years. I don't know what the rest of the group would have done, or if they would have broken up or what. That seemed odd to me, though. Nevertheless, none of them made it. They all got eliminated before the final, so none of them are in Kepler. But then when Cherry Wish came out in 2022, that was, again, a year after the previous release. And then it was another whole year, unbelievably, for what turns out now to be their final release. And this was Cherry Dash from March of 2023. So that was a year ago from this time, and it was a year after the previous album. Cherry Dash had single Play on the World, POW, POW, there. And it was more adventuresome sounding than their other singles. It has a kind of rubbery, futuristic vibe to it, and a cool rhythm. And it looked like they were heading in, a cool direction. But then nothing else from them until today, when the announcement is that they are broken up. In the meantime, also, this past summer, or last summer, I guess, 2023, there was another survival show called Queendom Puzzle. This is the third in a series of the Queendom shows, which essentially builds a supergroup from already established artists. And again, 3 of the Cherry Bullet members were put on that show with the intention of joining others to promote, separate from Cherry Bullet. Jiwon and Bora again. So where are we here? Jiwon is sorry. Here's Jiwon, and there's Bora. They're on again. If I were them, I'd feel pretty left out. My company kept sending me on these competition shows, but along with them, instead of May, who'd been on the earlier show, it was Chaerin here. Bora almost made it to the end, but ended up not making it to the final group, final super group. And Chaerin was eliminated very early, and I felt really sad for her. She'd always been one of my favorites, and in the Hands Up video, which I'll post a link to, I think she really shines there, as well as a couple other videos that I'll post. But she was very disappointed and sad when she got voted out, and she said at the end, I guess I'll just go back to Cherry Bullet where I belong. So I hope that she got over that, but otherwise she always seemed so confident and a great dancer and everything else. So let's see, that's the Cherry Bullet discography and story. I'm gonna post, like I just said, a couple of what I consider their best videos, including Hands Up and Aloha Oe. I'm also going to post a dance video. I think they were really good at dance challenges. Chaerin and May here have an excellent version of an NCT song. I'll post that. That's a boy group. Also, kind of related to that, I'll post at least 1 or 2 cover songs of theirs. They have a lot of them. They covered Red Velvet, Girls' Generation, G-Idol, BTS, boy group, and a lot of others, and they were all really good. FX is another one, or older generation girl group. But if they'd have put as much energy into their performances of those covers as they did into their own mostly, call it pedestrian sounding singles, I think they may have had a better chance. But that's the story of Cherry Bullet, as I understand it. I hope you learned something here, or maybe can go back and revisit some of their songs. And thank you for tuning in. I'll be back soon.